In verse 19. In verse 19. Here they come. All hell is about to break loose. Because number one, if you're going to build or rebuild, you got to what? Set what? Objectives to pursue. Then number two, you got to what? Seize opportunities that are presented. Then you got to what? Then you got to do what? Then you got to do what? Stay optimistic in the process. But then it changes because you got to see your opposition plan. I promise that's my last point, y'all. You gotta what? You gotta see your opposition plan. Because look at verse 19. But when Sanballat, the Horonite, and Tobiah, the servant, the Ammonite, and Geshem, the Arabian, heard it, they laughed us to scorn and despised us and said, what is this thing that you do? Will you rebel against the king? Then answered I them and said unto them, the God of heaven, he will prosper us. Therefore we his servants will arise and build. But you have no portion, nor right, nor memorial in Jerusalem. The only thing, first of all, you got to see your opposition plan, because the only thing the enemy attacks is when there is an authentic move of God on the way. And guess what? The enemy always shows up when you're trying to do right and do work for the Lord. Every time you're trying to stay consistent at church, here come the enemy. Why you go to that church? Opposition. He has planned. Why? Because there are some folks. Sanballat, when they show up, now understand they're citizens too. Everything was fine until somebody shows up to try to make things better. What am I trying to say? Some folks are comfortable living in ruined situations. Some folks are just comfortable living in a torn down situation. Some folks are just comfortable being busted and disgusted and all of this other stuff. And some folks, the enemy, don't want to see you leave the ruins that you were in with them. What does the enemy do? What does the enemy do? The enemy's plan is the enemy disdains the work. He what? Disdains the work. He hates it. He can't stand it. It makes him sick. And guess what? Always know this, that whenever you have doing work for the Lord and there is some opposition, that's chances are that you're on the right track and doing what the Lord has told you to do. You know another thing, not only does the enemy disdains the work, but the enemy also tries to discourage us with words. He tries to do what? Discourage us with words. See, they wasn't fighting. They wasn't throwing rocks, hitting, throwing, shooting spear. They wasn't doing nothing. Sanballat, Tobiah, and Geshem, all they were doing was